What's going on, guys? The MercilessGhostie back again, back with Scream 3. What the? Starting right off the bat with the suspense. This is really mixed for me. It's the best opening since the original in terms of suspense and tension, but it kills the best character off from the last movie off in the first 10 minutes. So he gets a call. Cotton Weary, my best character from the last movie, gets a call. And it's this woman who says she's a fan because now he's a big TV star. And eventually you find out that it's Ghostface. And he says he's right outside his girlfriend's bathroom door. So he decides to just weave in and out of traffic to get to his girlfriend's apartment. I like the fact that there's a real sense of urgency to get there. And when he finally does get there, it's a really tense scene where his girlfriend thinks it was him because Ghostface has this new device, which I'll talk about later, which can make his he can basically transform his voice into any voice that he wants at the push of a button. How this movie has that, I don't know. We don't have that capability today. Never mind back in the early 2000s. But opening, his girlfriend dies, and then there's a really physical opening scene with him and Ghostface, and then he eventually dies because Ghostface kills him because he wants to know where Sydney is. After that, there is absolutely zero tension in this movie. There's one scene where they try to make it tense with Sydney's mother returning and staring at her through a window, and it's absolutely not tense at all. It's actually pretty hilariously bad. So, not much else to say. One opening scene, very tense, but they kill my best character in the entire franchise so far off in the first 10 minutes. So I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. Next up, we got Kill Creativity. And it's more of the same with Scream. Knife to the back, knife to the stomach. There is one absolutely hilarious kill with an explosion where all of the side characters in the movie are just getting filler time. They're all in this house. Ghostface has just killed one of the bodyguards, and the way this plays out is absolutely hilarious. Not in a good way. It's stupid. It's hilariously stupid. So they keep getting these faxes with scripts because this is a movie. They're filming a movie within the movie. But so they keep getting these faxes with script rewrites. And this one guy says they're all waiting outside. He's like, "I gotta know what happens." He runs back inside, and the script says, the killer will give mercy to whoever smells the gas. And instead of taking the script and running outside, he runs deeper into the house where it's pitch black to pick up a lighter. And as soon as he picks up the lighter, there's gas going through the house, and he lights the flame, and boom, he explodes himself. How he didn't smell the gas, I have no idea. But again, I'm not going to go too deep on logic issues. But other than that one hilarious kill, they went with the money shot. There was a big explosion where the entire house explodes. They went for a money shot. It looks extremely corny. Other than that, it's just knife, 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 knife to the stomach, knife to the back, knife to the chest. Pretty lame, pretty dull. Overall, kill's gonna get 2 out of 10 for me. Next up, we got the writing, and it's absolutely terrible in this movie. There's a heavy focus on Sydney's mother, a character we have no connection with because she's never actually on screen in any of the movies other than pictures and a whole bunch of exposition dumps. So why we care about her past and what she did in her late teens, early 20s, no idea. It's uninteresting and boring. So, but anyway, she went to Hollywood a few years before she met Sydney's father, and she had a secret life there. She was known as a quote-unquote whore who got around in the first one, and that pretty much continues in this movie. She She played the Hollywood game, slept around, slept with producers. Even one of the producers pretty much says that they fucked her 5 ways from Sunday to get her roles in these little B horror movies that she was in. Other than that, there's not much else. Even Sydney is uninteresting in this movie. She has 2 scenes of action, one in the middle act of the movie, and the final 15 minutes. I'll give her credit. There's a lot of physical acting in the final act with her, but the rest of the movie, she sits in a chair. She lives out in the woods pretty much by herself. She has a new name, and she's basically a online crisis counselor for depressed women, suicidal women. There's a scene where one of the killer calls her, and it's never made clear at all how he found her. It doesn't make any sense. None of the side characters are interesting. Dewey, Gale, they're all terrible in this movie. All the new characters are forgettable. And now it changes events from the first movie. So Sydney has a brother, and that is the new killer. And basically, Sydney's mother had slept around in Hollywood while she was there. She had a son that she never knew about. He finally finds her, and she basically turns him out. She has a new life. Her name is Maureen Prescott now. And then he reveals through exposition dumps that he basically influenced Billy, the killer from the first movie. I absolutely hate when movies do that. When they change events from the first movie. The first movie works as it is. It didn't need this to make it any better, and it doesn't make it better. And it answers questions that I wasn't asking whatsoever. Like I said, all the side characters are uninteresting. It's boring as hell. So overall, I'm going to give the writing a 2 out of 10. Lastly, we got the score. There's some nice early 2000s music that's cool to hear again. Nothing really stood out to me in terms of a horror score. I'll give the score a 4 out of 10 because it's nice to hear some of that early 2000s music again. So overall, if you enjoy watching grass grow or paint dry, maybe you'll enjoy Scream 3. But for me, this movie is absolutely trash. It's a dumpster fire. I don't recommend it to anybody who isn't a die-hard fan of the franchise.